What's going on, workforce? My wife totally surprised me with this really awesome poster. But enough about me. This is work to game, so let's talk about Destiny 2. So Destiny 2 was in the news last week with information on what we'll be able to actually transfer from Destiny 1 into Destiny 2. And so the short answer is, for those who haven't seen the post, it's pretty much nothing. You're going to be able to transfer in your appearance and like your character, some details on that. And that's only if you've completed the Black Garden as a part of kind of the base vanilla Destiny 1. But that leads me to wonder, are we going to see more options as a part of Destiny 2 anyway that we might want to select for our characters themselves? I have no idea. But also along those lines, they said they were going to do something to honor Destiny 1 players in Destiny 2. And so I think the Ages of Triumph is something that's the last content update for Destiny 1 is going to be dropping really soon. Should be pretty interesting, especially for those long-term diehard Destiny fans out there. Now, all that being said, I wanted to share some thoughts that I had on Bungie's sequel, namely what I hope they learn from games like Overwatch, Halo 5, Final Fantasy XIV, and even Diablo 3. I'm interested if you guys are planning on picking up or, interested in Destiny 2, or perhaps you're a part of the group that got burned by vanilla Destiny. I know that there are those out there as well who have sworn off pre-orders because of how Destiny 1 was when it first came out. So let me know what you think in the comments below, and let's have that conversation. But let's go ahead and jump into my list. So first up, Overwatch. If you haven't played it, it's a fantastic game. I would highly recommend it, especially if you like shooters. It's on PC, PS4, and Xbox. You should be able to find it pretty easily. So what I love about Overwatch is how much of a team-based shooter it is. The characters, essentially the classes, really have a lot of character. One of the most fun modes right now is, for me, is to jump into the arcade random hero. It really puts you into all the various classes and kind of forces you to kind of pick up their skills and understand them. Obviously, if you know all the character classes, you're going to do really well in this mode. But for those of us who might particularly stick with one type of role, like Mercy as a healer for myself, or Lucio, it's really interesting to be able to experience some of those roles, because it doesn't matter what you pick when you start, you're going to be thrust into something you might not be used to. But it's these characters and their characteristics that I hope that Bungie can kind of look at from their class's perspective. The Titan, the Warlock, and the Hunter, while they have differences and you can get really invested in one, sometimes it always just felt like they were just very similar. There really wasn't a lot of character behind those classes, and I'm hoping that we'll get to see that be expanded on more with Destiny 2. Maybe not to the degree of Overwatch. I don't think it necessarily needs it, because we the players are making our character. We're not playing a character in that case like Overwatch. Hopefully we're going to see, that style of maybe even the Holy Trinity make its return with tank, healer, DPS, maybe even with each class like the Warlock, Hunter, and Titan able to fill those three roles. And hopefully we'll see the party size go from 3 maybe to 6 or something like that for the standard PvE content. It always kind of felt weird where the majority of the stuff you're participating in was 6, but then just your campaign stuff was all 3. At a minimum, maybe 4 would be way more interesting. I always felt like we always had to leave somebody out when it came to PvE content. Alright, so next up, Halo 5. Halo 5's multiplayer is top notch. It's some of the best multiplayer experience that I've had in the last decade. From its balance, the level design, but just the fact that everybody kind of starts off on that same level. From a competitive perspective, it really added something. And so what I hope Destiny can learn from this, what I hope Bungie can kind of take from this, is perhaps a particular competitive, whether it's ranked or not, mode in which that everybody kind of starts with the same loadouts and the power weapons, the exotic weapons and things like that they're known for in Destiny 1 are out there on the map that you want to fight to control and to hopefully turn the battle in your favor. Not that all modes have to be this way, but I think it could be something very, very valuable. This should also hopefully help new players come into the game later in the game's life cycle. What I mean by that is that you had a lot of new players in Destiny 1 coming in months, if not years later, and automatically being at a geared disadvantage when trying to go into PvP style content. That can all be fixed if day and date they have custom games with the launch of Destiny 2, which they should have had for Destiny 1. However, it did take them 3 years to get that done. Another story on that. Custom games aside, having kind of that particular mode to kind of even it out and introduce players to the weapons, it keeps them from being at a complete disadvantage when starting out the game right away. Sure, they're going to naturally be at a disadvantage because they don't know the maps and they're still learning, but they're not so much where, oh, you've got to go grind the next 80 hours to have a chance to get that weapon that just killed you. So what can Destiny 2 learn from Final Fantasy XIV? Two very different style games. Final Fantasy XIV being a MMORPG, Destiny 2 being, even Destiny being an MMO light RPG shooter. With that in mind, I want to focus in on something that Final Fantasy does really well. So I could look at Destiny 1 and Final Fantasy XIV 1.0 in a lot of the same ways. They had a lot of copy and paste maps. They had a lot of problems and bugs, obviously, with the design. Destiny 1 excels because they have a lot of this moment-to-moment gameplay that is just phenomenal. It's those moments that really stand out and really make doing that kind of loop much more accommodating. But I'm hoping that Destiny 2 can take a page from Final Fantasy A Realm Reborn, aka 2.0, really looking through the core, finding out what works, what was great about 1.0 Destiny 1, and saying, hey, what can we do better? How can we fill in these issues and these gaps? The other thing that I think that Destiny 2 can hopefully learn from Final Fantasy XIV is its content map rollout. As a Final Fantasy XIV player, it's always exciting because you know that there's a particular cadence in which that not just a little bit of content drops, but a lot of content can drop on you at any one time that will really keep you busy. So you're really feeling like you're getting your money's worth. Now, I don't think that Destiny 2 needs a subscription because there's a lot of games out there that can thrive. Like you look at Halo 5, you even look at Overwatch with the ability to kind of purchase these cosmetic items, etc., that allow you to, if players want to spend the money, which is funding the game, well, great. They're helping to fund more of that content drop. But from a roadmap perspective, whether it's every 3 months, whether it's every 6 months, just at whatever the cadence is, it becomes known so that as a player, I know that there's something to look forward to and when I can expect that content to drop. Right now for Destiny, it always kind of seems up in the air. And finally, Diablo 3. If you haven't played this game in a while, I recommend, especially if you already own it, to go back and play it. It's a phenomenal game. I ended up playing a little bit this weekend and really enjoyed myself. But what Diablo really does well, and what I'm hoping Destiny 2 does right out of the gate, is that gear progression. Destiny 1 eventually got there with that ability to kind of upgrade your gear. So if you got a better piece, you can infuse it into your gear without that weird balance that they had for such a long time, with that randomness that would frustrate you to no end. So I hope that they've learned that lesson. And so day and date, starting out Destiny 2, we've got that loot that loot feedback, that constant feeling that we're making progress in the game. And honestly, I think that they can do it. I think Bungie knows what they've got right and what they can improve on, and that's why I'm really excited for Destiny 2. So those are my thoughts on Destiny 2. I'd love to know yours if this is something that you're even interested in, or if you've written them off completely. Overwatch, Final Fantasy, Halo 5, Diablo 3, those are just some of the games that have influenced me and that I always kind of look for inspiration when I'm playing a junior game developer. But I'm interested in yours. Are there any games that I perhaps missed, didn't mention, that you might have? Are there any features that stand out from those games that you would like to see in Destiny 2, assuming that you're interested in the game? But anyway, that's just me. And thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I do hope to see you in my next video. But until then, take care. Hey, it's me. Thanks so much for watching this video. You should click here to subscribe and here to maybe check out some more of our videos. So again, thanks for watching. We hope you like this video. We hope you subscribe and join our community. Let us know in the comments below what you think, and we'll see you next time. Bye.